What's up, guys, and welcome to the show. My name is Chepto Ekboyo, and we're here to review / recap episode 9 of Real Housewives of Nairobi. And let's get into it. The show starts with Vera, who has invited Minne and her daughter for their daughters to have a play day at Under the Sea. And we see Vera has already arrived with her brother and... that baby Asia is so cute. And they're there waiting. Minne and her daughter, they come, join them. And they start talking about Sonal's shoe launch, where Vera came late. You remember on the last episode when it was ending, Vera said she had come for the event, but she was told it was over, meaning she came very late as usual. But on this episode, when she meets with Minne, she says apparently she was not feeling well and she couldn't come for the event. So who's lying? Vera, which one is true? Was it the last episode when you said you had come for the event, but it had already ended? Ama hii yenye ulikuwa mgonjwa? I think hapo you're not telling the truth. You're lying. I think you came for the event, so it was late, and because of embarrassment, you just decided to say you were sick and you couldn't come. They also recap Swahili night, and Minne tells her the event was beautiful, but the only concern she had was her and Dr. C came early to this event of hers, but there was no one to welcome them. They also talk about the beef that Vera has with Sonal, and Vera tells Minne that Sonal is bringing issue between her and Susan. So Vera and Susan are close friends, but Sonal is trying to bring issues in their friendship. So Vera said she didn't like that and that she's not tight with Sonal. Vera also acknowledges that she was wrong on the things she said to Sonal about pill popping and her husband leaving her. But Sonal also attacks people, and knowing of her condition, she knows people will not attack her. That's a very interesting thing you have said, Vera. I'll watch out for that and see kama yeye ni mchokozi, and then anakuja anajifanya, oh my God, they have attacked me, they hate me, they're calling me names. There are people like that. They come and attack you in private, and when you call them out in public, they play the victim. Let's see if this is you, Sonal. Because we've seen even when Sonal was at Minne's place with Lisa, she was catty. When she came to Vera, her clothes were out. When she was talking about the champagne glasses her was smelling, she was catty. So we know you're not very innocent, as you're making us think. But are you that bad? That's the question. Are you that conniving and calculating? So we'll see if Vera is actually saying the truth. Then we get to see Susan and Sonal. They're at Kempinski for the second time. Munajua kuiadvertise kweli. And they were having a galley tea thing on the one of the gardens, and they were really dressed up. I think they were wearing, one of them was wearing Style by Naomi, and the other one was wearing an Ogake piece. Beautiful. But I think ilikuwa extra. Ama tu ni kwa vile hii scene ilishutiwa Kempinski, and they were having 24 karat cappuccino. Because ilikuwa tu very, you can see it was very planned for TV. Yani ilikuwa too extra. The dresses were too long. I think you can have a good tea moment with things that do not look like they're for red carpet, but you're with them in the garden. I think so. Those dresses were beautiful, but they were not for the garden. Unless uko kwa an episode of Bridgerton, which period piece? 1920s? Because hizo nguo zilikuwa kubwa. They were beautiful, but they were not for that tea function. Anyway, they're seated at the garden. Wameletewa hiyo 24 karat cappuccinos. I just want to know how much it is. I don't think I'm going to drink a 24 karat cappuccino, but I don't mind a ring or something that can stay more than an afternoon. So now, after they brought this beautiful coffee, they have it, and as usual, Sonal aka-recap beef yake na Vera, akasema she has forgiven Vera. She's also willing to give her a pair of shoes, just as she gave other people during the launch. Also, she again attacks Vera. At the same time, she's forgiving. In the same freaking time, she said that Vera can upgrade her boobs, skin, and bum, but she cannot improve her stupidity. So Sonal, you're not that innocent as we think. Because you cannot forgive someone and attack them at the same time. Those two sentences, the first one, the forgiveness was useless the moment you attacked her with calling her stupidity. Lisa and Dr. Catherine go for golfing, and Lisa decides to teach Dr. Catherine how to hit the ball. So Lisa goes for the first try. She hits the ball perfectly because she's been doing this for a while. Then Dr. Catherine's stance comes. And Dr. Catherine ulikuwa very rigid. Ulikuwa very mgumu. Ni kama utaki mwili songe, utaki kuhit your ball. Yani ulikuwa relax. I play golf, but I think you need to relax to hit that golf ball smoothly. And if you guys go and see that video, Dr. Catherine was so rigid. It's like she didn't want to release the golf stick. Yani alikuwa tu anakaa mgumu kupiga hiyo golf. Anyway, they end up talking about her, and she says she went with Sonal to get some fillers, and they were injected on her face, but the next day the face was not cooperating because she had puffed face. And Lisa says, gives her a talk like a school child, like, do you know what they injected on your face? Dr. Catherine says, no. Do you know the caliber of the doctor you went to? Dr. Catherine says, no. There are stricter measures in Kenya, and it cannot be a bad doctor. It cannot be someone who does not have papers. And Lisa continues saying she's an advocate for aging gracefully. Dr. Catherine, I don't think alikuwa amebored na Lisa, but she was just worried about the fillers. Anyway, do your due diligence when you're going to these people for any plastic surgery. I think that's the one mistake Dr. Catherine made. She didn't investigate about this doctor when she went to get her fillers. Do your due diligence. Investigate about these people. Ask them, who have you worked with? Talk to those people and see if their fillers worked. Check out if there is botch incidents, and that way you get to know if this person is legit or not. Anyway, they continue with that golfing, and they decide this is something they would like to do continuously in the future, and it's now their thing. We see Minne is planning her charity event to Gatundu. She invites all the ladies, and Lisa was to come, but says Minne was late, so she gave Minne her donation. Vera also, because of her pregnancy, she said she couldn't make it, gave Minne her donation. Sonal, Susan, Dr. Catherine, and her husband, her daughter, and her daughter's friend, they went to support Minne in Gatundu. That's so lovely of you ladies to do that. They get there, Minne shows them the place, tells them her family has adopted 10 kids who are educating. Wow, Minne, this is lovely to give back to the community. They separate the boys and the girls in the children's home, and the ladies give the girls a talk, and also the gents, that's Minne's husband and Dr. Catherine's husband, they gave the men a talk. Really nice vibe in Gatundu. And wow, Susan decides to adopt 2 children. Wow. Kudos to you, Susan. Wow. I hope you're following up with the education as much as you're paying school fees. Just don't pay school fees. Forget these people. Like, be involved. You don't have to bring them to your home, but be involved in these children you're adopting. And what else? Sonal continues to open up, and while they were giving the girls the period talk, she says her family couldn't afford sanitary towels, so she used to cut lesos or kanga and uses them. When one is full, you wash and put a new one. And that was really relatable. We really see your journey from then when you're struggling with your mom to getting pregnant to now being this mogul who's building her empire. That was beautiful, Sonal. Really awesome. Then they get to plant a tree in that children's home, and they left. This episode, by the way, Sonal's diary dress, that gold dress, awesome, beautiful, loved it, kabisa. Now, we see Susan and Sonal. They're seated in Sonal's house, and her dog was just next to her, and she plays this song to show Susan how the dog also gets anxiety when something happens to her. The dog also feels it, and she plays this song, and that dog made a weird sound. Ni kama ilikuwa na choke. But since Sonala kusema umbo ilikuwa na choke and we didn't see her feeding the dog, it might be this dog is really emotional like her. Because again, they go into depression. Depression is challenging, but saa zingine inachokeshanga kusikia sana. Especially when you're not doing anything. And I'm not saying Sonal is not doing anything, but ameiongea sana. So the dog runs away, and Sonal says that prayer calms her down when she has anxiety and depression. And she decides to pray for Susan and wishes her well. Susan also prays for Sonal. Good girl vibes. And it was all vibes and inshallah in a Zen Buddha-ish moment. Minne plans this event for the ladies at Nairobi National Park, and she decides she's gonna go to Vera's house and pick her because she's very late. Always, if you don't pick Vera or go bring Vera will of course come late or never show up. And we have seen in this events, you either prepare for Vera to come late or never to show up. There's an excuse that's gonna come up with your katikati. So Minne arrives at Vera's place, and she removed this speaker and she places it outside and shouts, "Vera, we know you're late, come out." So they saw Vera amechelewa kidogo and decided, you know what, we are going to leave. But now she showed up and they went to the national park. When they reached outside the gate, the other ladies, of course, they kept time. They were there, Susan, Sonal, and Dr. C and Lisa. So now, Minne had also organized this Masai jumping, so they start dancing with Masais. Like na shukungu hawa Masai wa Nairobi National Park. Sio kama wa Mara. Hawa kwangi enthusiastic, hawa chant. Hawana ya Kimasai, kuruka, dressing saa zingine wako nayo, saa zingine kama hii haikukuwa ina match sana. Wakaruka, wakatake pictures. I was not understanding what Sonal was doing, kneeling down there. It's like she was twerking while kneeling or bouncing while kneeling. Sikuelewa alikuwa anafanya nini hapo. Sonal, sikuelewa what you're doing there. Anyway, they do after the dance, Sonal and Vera get this chance for a heart to heart. They forgive each other for their beef. Vera apologizes to her for attacking her and saying bad things about her, and they hug it out and they reunite. So they're now friends. They also go around Animal Orphanage first before they went inside the national park to see the animals. And actually, you could think that Lisa Christopherson was the tour guide. Lisa knew every animal and everything about that animal. I remember her going around saying, talking about the animals and telling Minne, because they have this thing between them. I don't know if it's friendship or beef or hating. It's like sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's just negative. And Lisa tells Minne, you see, you're like a rhino because a rhino is horny like you. And Minne was like, of course, because I have someone to deal with that. How about you, Lisa? Damn, ni ngumu ku attack Minne because she has a comeback. She will always come back with something or say something even more embarrassing than what you've told her. So I don't think Lisa replied to that sentence of Minne. Again, Minne says Lisa wants to be her. And this is not the first time. I think we need to compile every time Minne has said Lisa wants to be like her. There are many. I think there are 4 or 5 times. Then we see Dr. Catherine, who is trying to speak Swahili. Lakini wewe Dr. Catherine, tuseme tu umezoea kuongea Kiingereza sana kwa sababu Kiswahili yako mbovu sana. Acha nisiseme hivyo kwa sababu mimi najua Kiswahili, lakini pia mimi Kiswahili yangu ni mbovu, lakini sio hivyo. Sio mbaya kama yako. Hiyo ya Dr. Catherine ni anatry kukua textbook. Unajua ile Kiswahili sanifu. Anajaribu kuongea kama Kiswahili ya textbook, ile sanifu sana, but haitoki. So ni kama unajua kama ujui lugha, unajaribu kukutanisha neno moja ama ni jina moja na ingine. So when you're learning a new language, it's like a baby trying to connect different things, and some things are not matching, some things are not even making sense. Hiyo ndio Kiswahili ya Dr. C. Dr. C tuendelea na Kiingereza. We do not hate you. We love you like our Luya sister who does not know Kiswahili. That's all I can say about that. They continue with the tour. Then we see the lions are roaring. Lakini what made me notice, they were not zooming towards those lions. Sijui kwa nini hiyo lion ya Animal Orphanage. If you've been there, it's very cheap. I think it's 300 or 400. Go see yourself. Your lions are Animal Orphanage. zinakuanga zimekonda sometimes mpaka tuko like mbona hii simba imekonda hivi, so endo walete nono warudishe hii kule huko kwa park. Because when you enter inside the national park you find healthy lions. Hapo hivyo kwa orphanage, ama sijui mimi nilienda season mbaya, hizo simba zilikuwa zimekonda, the main imeisha. Yani ni kama hiyo simba inaelekea kukufa. Sikuelewa. Sijui ni chakula ama old age. Sikuelewa kwa nini hizo simba zimekonda. And especially when there are many tourists coming. Leteni simba nono. Hapo hivyo orphanage. Ama mliche simba. Then they get inside the national park and Minne had prepared this beautiful dinner setup. And she actually redeemed herself. If you have watched my previous recaps, you've been hearing me talking about Minne. I wish she would have done this dinner / lunch, brunchish, beautiful setup, which she did inside the national park. Hey, awesome. Kudos to you, Minne. Brava. And the ladies actually acknowledge, wow, Minne made you redeem from the KNT event. And as usual, since it's an event and she's an actress, the ladies were to pick a name from a ball and imitate the characters of one of their castmates. And out of all the people, Minne was the best. Because, of course, she's an actress, but she was spot on. The way she imitated Dr. Catherine was truly Dr. Catherine. And Lisa was to imitate Vera, but haikuwak. She got what Vera wanted to say. She was using the way Vera calls people, oh, babes, but it wasn't coming out, but she tried. Then Vera asked Minne, please, would you mind to imitate me? And damn, spot on everything. So Minne won the round of acting and imitation. She was actually the best apple, which was expected. Kama angekuwa the last, ingetufanya tumshuku, are you really an actress if you can't do this? Susan invites the ladies for a trip to Malindi, at Billionaires. I think, is it Billionaires Resort? It's a beautiful place. And she says she's turning 40 and she wants the ladies to come as their sexy selves. So let's see what the whole thing in Malindi is gonna be. Are they going to fight? Are they going to continue with these beautiful vibes where Susan and Minne are now friends? No beef. What's the name? Vera and Sonal? No beef. But in a year or now, Shuku, they still have beef. So let's get to see. But the episode did not have a lot of mean vibes. Even the other episode, it was mellow. It had some dramatic situations, but the last two episode 8 and 9, did not have the fighting and the bickering. No, it was jabs in and out, but nothing too serious. Thank you guys for watching the episode. Please subscribe. I will see you guys on episode 10 recap.